Hello, everybody. This is my first podcast with Adil Builds AI. It's going to be my new channel. It's going to be a channel on YouTube. It's going to be a channel on Instagram, TikTok. I'm coming everywhere. I plan to do a lot of content this year because I feel like video is right now the most engaging way of building your own community, of building your own people, of finding people that are relevant to you. Uh, I've been building AI for the last 2 years. I've been building with AI, not like building AI exactly, but like building with AI for the last 2 years. And I also have a team, and I have seen this very closely how AI is changing the developer workspace and the tools that are coming up. I can tell you through experience that when I started my company, that was in early 2024, and back then AI was not completing code as we see today. It was really different, and it was it could write boilerplate code for you or build a web page for you, but it was very simple, nothing unusual, nothing that would blow your mind. And then I've seen that transitioning so much, where in 2025, I think by the start of 2025, you could see a real shift in this space where when you would run. I think back then, if I remember correctly, I can Google it right now. Let me see, when was Cloud Code came into existence? Okay, February 2025, exactly. Code, it came into existence, and that's when you could call the cloud coding. Like, so before, you had to, anything that you're building, you had to go and you had to copy and paste. Like, you need to go in your repo. It could be in VS Code, it could be in any IDE. Different people were using different IDEs depending on their use case. I was using VS Code, and you could take your code from there that is not working, and you would have to paste it in ChatGPT or in cloud online, and then it would give you something useful, and you have to go back and paste it. So it was a lot of back and forth going on, and this is how I started with the AI thing. I was really hesitant at first. I wasn't going to use AI to build products or to write code for me, but in my mind there was also thing that if it's already doing the coding, then as a human, I cannot write code with that much speed. I only have 10 fingers, 2 hands. The hands cannot write a lot of code. So this is where I started exploring this platform. And then I think I came across cloud code through Twitter, and that was an aha moment. Aha moment was where you can literally type cloud code in the terminal, and it comes in your terminal, and it reads all your files, all your um, everything, all the file structures. It knew where your code is, what you're building, and everything. I'm keeping it simple for the normal people. And that was the aha moment for me. And back then, I knew that there's a huge change coming, and I was scrambling, and I was also in the middle of buying a house and setting up my life. And then it took a couple of months where I couldn't focus too much on building with cloud code, but I was already building stuff. That I started doing trading, and then I was making a huge money in trading. And I was also using AI during my trading days, because it was way easier for me to learn new things using AI that I never knew before. Like, for example, I was selling options. Uh, if you are in the trading space, you know how options work. I don't think a lot of people know I feel like 95% people don't know how options work, but the basic simple method, basic simple two steps that you can do in the options world is either buy a call option or buy a put option. So these are the two basic steps, and this is where everybody starts. If you think the stock is going to go up, you buy a call option. If you think the stock is going to go down, you buy uh, a put option. This is how it works. This is basically betting on the stock. It's also called derivative. And I started like that too in 2021, basically. But this year, I expanded my horizon of understanding what options are. I was afraid of it. I didn't know what to do, where to look for, where to go on YouTube. But I felt like AI was like my synthetic mind right there with me, where I could, ask any questions I want from Chat GPT or Cloud, and they would give me all the explanations I need. And I learned so much in the finance world that I would have never learned on my own. I'm admitting something here. So yeah, and I made a lot of money, and I also lost a lot of money. The money losing part was my own mistake, but I learned a lot. I absolutely enjoyed the whole year. But now there's a shift where it's writing code way more than we expect. It can do work, a lot of things, and the ChatGPT 4.0 was 4.0, I think they called it. It was a huge jump in reasoning, in context, in inference, and then cloud came up with their Sonnet 5. Sonnet 4 was great. I think right now, let me see if it's Sonnet 5. Sonnet 4 I remember, was the version for me that clicked everything. Okay, yeah, so Sonnet 5 was officially released this February, so 6 days ago. That's why I was confusing it. But Sonnet 4 was the thing that changed my opinion about AI, and it made me understand how big of a deal AI is and how it can change our lives as especially people in the software world. Um, that's my story. That's why I'm coming into this content space, because I think I have a lot of ideas, and just like these models lose their context after you start every chat, my mind loses the context every morning, because as a single man, you have to do a lot, and then a lot is on your plate, and you're like, waking up, cooking breakfast, and then thinking about your day, and then running a team. My team is overseas, so there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of friction in my life, and then that losing money part was really hard on me for a couple of months, and then I had some expectations with life where I thought that if I uh, buy a house, if I become this successful, my life would be different. But then coming to that reality, like agreeing to it, like understanding it, and then making your peace with it, that maybe that's not the case. And then, in the middle of that year, I tried to start being more open, start being approaching people more in the wild, and that's one of the hardest thing in the world to do, approaching people in the wild. But I'm doing it. I like it. I like to learn how to talk to people. It's been a new learning experience, and I'm really happy to iterate on it and get feedback. For me, it's a game. For me, it's not. If somebody shuts me down or rejects me or accepts me, it's not like that for me. For me, it's a game. It's reps. It's just like gym. So also gym was a big thing in life for the last 1.5 year. I've never done gym in my life, so I feel like I'm the most productive in my life currently in this situation where I'm in my early 30s. I've never been this productive, and with all this productiveness, it also generates a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and a lot of other things that you have to deal with on day